Hi, and welcome to the second annual Customer Experience Recognition Awards, along with lunch. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves and had a great first morning of the conference. My arm is tired from signing my name so many times. Thanks for stopping by the booth. So I failed to mention something this morning, and it's very important that I mention it now. There is a very special person and a very special company that is volunteering and helping us today. The company is 121 Captions, and the person is Tina Lannon. Tina, just raise your hand. So for folks at home and watching on iPads and any other device, these sessions are being captioned on the bottom. And if you don't know this about me, I am hearing impaired and I wear hearing aids. And this technology to me is so personal and so vital that I want to offer my personal thanks again to Tina and her team, because it's amazing technology. And to learn more about it, please stop by and see her at her booth. So that's just fabulous. Talk about a great experience for me and others who are hearing impaired. So thank you. Okay, so I have the great pleasure of introducing Dr. Andrew Bradenkamp. He is the founder and CEO of Acrolinks. He is someone who knows a tremendous amount about customer experience and content quality. I also consider him a very good friend, and he will be getting us started. So, Andrew, thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your attention through the chicken. So I wanted to talk very briefly about the customer experience and just highlight some aspects of this. I think this is a wonderful thing to be recognizing the importance of the customer experience. We heard this morning at the various keynotes and featured presentations, I think over and over again, the need to put the customer at the center of our thinking, and that being the key to success. And I think this is relevant in all sorts of places. But really it can't be said too often. So I wanted to think about a few things that, I'm going to get this going the right way in a minute. This could do with some UX improvements, but anyway. So the idea is to go, is to really put those people that are successful at doing this are putting the customer at the middle, the center of what they're doing, the center of their thinking, and trying to turn their audience from this kind of experience to a joyful experience. I think everyone needs to be thinking about how to bring joy to their users, to their customers. I wanted to pick out three things. There's always three things with me, unfortunately. Three ththings about that I think mark successful customer experience. The first thing. These things I think bring all these. The winners have all these things in common. The first thing I wanted to talk about is I think probably the most important aspect of this, and I now know that this should be the last thing I have rather than the first thing. But anyway, I'll come back to it at the end. People want a connected experience. They want things to be joined up. There's a lot of talk about customer journeys and the way people the way people move through their relationship with you. And what people are really looking for is a connected experience. They don't want to be to have some nice shiny invite to sign on or join in or become a customer or whatever, and then have to wade through 20 pages of terms and conditions before they can proceed. This kind of bumpiness is something that really turns people off, and those companies that are doing that well are out-competing the competition. So I think they want a connected experience, they want consistency, They want consistency. And to some extent, even connectedness may even be the wrong word. I think instead of the product and the content around the product being two separate things, they should maybe even really become one thing. And connectedness, if you think it right through to the end, really becomes a mantra that says all this has to be joined up, has to be one thing that we're experiencing. The second aspect I think is really important is to be creative. People, when they're interacting with you or with your product, they love to see that you've made some effort, that you've actually thought about them, you've thought about the journey that they're on, the experience they're having, and you've actually made an effort to do something a bit different, to be helpful, to think, how can I put myself in their shoes and just be there when you needed me? I remember hearing a really great talk last year by someone about their efforts to build in online help, to the extent that the customers were saying, I never used the online help. All the analytics were saying, yes, we're still using the help, but the users didn't even realize they were doing it. That joined up thing, that I've made the effort to help you just when you needed some help, like I'm hovering over something and it says, maybe you don't know what this means, so I'm going to help you. That kind of thinking is really appreciated by people trying to get through their journey. And one thing that I talk about a lot at Acrolinks is also, whether this is fun or not. Whatever the product is, whatever you're trying to do, almost all products should be some kind of fun to use. It should be a bit more than just, can I get the job done? It should actually be a pleasant thing that you've got through. I think the third thing that's really important and is again coming from this idea of how do we stand out? How do we show you that we care about what you're doing and what you're trying to get done? This idea of really being compelling, being interesting in what you're doing. There's a lot of talk now in the world of content marketing and elsewhere about standing out, trying to be different in a good way, trying to be a bit brave and not just be like everybody else, because it's increasingly standing out. It's those exceptional things that are a chance to give you a chance to outcompete the competition. The other thing I think is really important in having a compelling experience is to be straight, is to really be honest with the user, with your customer, when something's not going the way it should do, or when there might be some kind of problem, that you're open and honest about it, and you don't use language particularly to try and obfuscate the fact that something's gone wrong. And connected with that, I think, is this idea that, as I said about the fun, is that you've actually got better at something. You can actually see that this has made you a better person. This has made you better at doing something that you were trying to get done. And I think what's really good about these awards is that they actually require, as a part of the judging process, is that the companies in here have had to show that they can measure how things were getting better. This measurement aspect is really, really important. So I think with that, I would pass on to the award winners. Congratulations for me, because I won't get up again, to all those people who won. And I'll pass over back to Val to move it on.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrew. So without further ado, I would like to introduce two people from Tech World, Connie Giordano and Al Martin, and they will be doing the exciting stuff.
So this, as Val said, is our second year for doing the Customer Experience Recognition Awards. We started last year and had such an amazing opportunity to work with companies and our judges that it was a no-brainer when we were asked and to decide if we wanted to do this again. We said absolutely. So what is the CERAs, or the Customer Experience Recognition Awards? It's an opportunity to recognize outstanding contributions to the customer experience made primarily by content developers. There are opportunities to increase customer experience through products, maybe through sales, through numerous things. But for us at Tech World, for here at Information Development World, it's about the content. It's about creating these opportunities. It is organized by a separate company, techworld.com. We cover content technologies, strategy, and development, and have been doing that for quite a while. First as an email list back in 1993 when that was the Facebook, and now as a website, online forums. It is a joint effort. We helped organize the event we helped organize all of the awards while working with the organizers of Information Development World, Content Wrangler, as well as Content Rules, to bring you to here, to enjoy food and see the lights, read transcriptions, and enjoy the very beginning of a wonderful conference. In the process of our journey to today, we first kind of put together some plans, and then we go out and we hope we can find some folks who will judge our awards. We later hope that we get some submissions that can be judged, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Before we get into being able to recognize these wonderful companies, I do want to take an opportunity to recognize the judges that we had the honor of working with this year. Rahel Ann Bailey of Scroll, if she's there, over here on my right. Janet Fouts, Tattoo Digital Media. If you're here, by the way, if you can stand up for just a moment. Richard Hamilton of XML Press. I know he was bouncing back and forth. I'm not sure. He's there. Okay, we're getting hands there. He's in the back. Saskia Jolmers from Cisco Systems. I know she is still back at her office. Vicki Koster-Lenhart, U.S. State Department. I don't think she was able to attend either today. Mark Lewis of Quark. Paula Land, Content Insight. She's there. Tina Lannon, One-to-One Captions, also providing our captioning today. Sarah Lesway Ball of Juniper Networks. Don't think she was able to attend. Marina Mintz, Paragon. I have no idea if she came or not. I don't think she is. I can't see hands. Nilesh Paniker of Cisco Systems. I don't think Nilesh was able to come. Paul Perota, I saw him over here, of Juniper Networks. Robert Rose, Z Squared Media. Robert here. Bill Swallow, Scriptorium. Dr. Carmen Simon of Rexy Media. She spoke earlier. Jeff Scantini of Talua Inc. And Steve Walker of Experis. And I'm not sure if Steve was able to attend. But can we take just a moment to give them a round of applause for that? So on to our categories, and then on to our awards, part we've all been waiting for. So we had 6 categories that we asked for submissions, and we had taken a look at customer experience and how we wanted to define it. How could we break it into portions for content? And we came up with these areas. First, accessibility, as we see it as expanding access. Customer support and technical communications, spending a lot of quality time in post-purchase, and more in the pre-purchase process. Employee engagement, internal initiatives, information discovery, sales process, translation, localization, expanding access, and finally, user community and social media, marketing and brand. So these 6 categories, and what we will do here is we are going to announce the winners, and then we have a best in show. So and then, nobody knows that one. Some folks might know, made the trip here because they knew they had possibly won, but nobody knows the best in show. So let's go ahead and start. Our first category that we are going to name is accessibility, and this is expanding access to all customers to meet their needs. Undergraduate in marketing, if you've read a book, you know that this is supposed to be how the process works anyway. But we do know that that extra effort for expanding accessibility is a process that we continue, journey that we continue to make. Our winner is a company that has based in the United Kingdom and has worked, their clients, and has worked for expanding access for many, many years. We're proud to give the 2015 CIRA for accessibility to Microlink PC for their Microlink Workplace Adjustment System. If you're here, come on up. This is where you can clap. Microlink is a UK-based company providing assistive technology and consulting to large and small companies alike. Their vision is to create an inclusive society. As a matter of fact, a number of people, I believe, are reading our event back in the United Kingdom. Their project specifically was a re-engineered Lloyd's Banking Group's internal processes for reasonable adjustment process for being able to work with people of special needs, to create a carefully designed workplace adjustment service emphasizing a change in ethos to supporting employees to meet their needs and to optimize their contribution at work rather than just merely compliance with legislation. They streamlined the approval process, they centralized funding, and created a single well-publicized, and that's important, well-publicized point of entry for all new hires. The outcomes are quite remarkable. A decrease in assessment and service costs, a decrease in adjustments after the first contact, as well as decrease nearly 40% and nearly 1.2 million pounds sterling in productivity gains from this project alone. Our winner again, and thank you so much, Microlink PC. Customer support and technical communications. This one's kind of near and dear to our heart at Tech World, but is also traditionally, 2 years, I'm not sure is a tradition, we receive the most submissions in this area. Specifically, we see this as post-sale support through contact that enables the customer and employees to better understand a service, a product, or ensure that the customer feels very good about the purchase. We've heard things about how now customers can share their experiences online using social, media tools if by some chance their experience isn't as good. So this one seems to be doing a lot more. We had some wonderful entrants here. We had more than we thought we would have, and it was very, very close. So in this particular category, we are going to do one special recognition, and then we will name the overall winner. So our first one is going to be special recognition. This is, their project was expanding the knowledge-based platform for internal and external customers. And this is Cisco Meraki. And we want to give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. It was very, very good. It is a recognition award. If we had another hour, we'd probably have brought everybody up because that's the whole point of the thing. So that was quite a remarkable project, as all of them were. So let's talk about the winner of the CIRA. This was an opportunity for them to redesign their website. It wasn't redesign their support processes because it just wasn't working. Their surveys stated as much. And the outcome of their work wasn't just pleasing to their customers and to their employees, but it also won our CIRA for this year. Please welcome Conga Software. They won their congasphere.com project. If they would like to come up, accept the award. Conga was founded in 2006. They're a developer of the Conga suite of cloud-based document generation and reporting applications, and this is for Salesforce. A customer survey, as I mentioned, indicated that the existing support site was inadequate, it was difficult to use, business analysts fielded far too many calls, they were too simple, and the answers that should have been found on the support site, frankly, weren't. Outcome of their work, a visually appealing, well-organized site, and some of these outcomes are quite remarkable. Reduced support costs due to well-structured content, increased visibility in Google. We've heard this is important. Demonstrated approvals by internal staff and public recognition. You know those little star systems that you get? Well, they have gotten far higher results on the App Exchange system. Once again, congasphere.com. Thank you so much. Employee engagement. These are the internal initiatives. Happens to be one that I like them all equally. But if I happen to like one a little more, it's this one. They're internal initiatives. As employees are critical to the efforts to improve the organization. We hear this a lot. Matter of fact, we've probably been told it. Might have even been at an event of some sort and been told employees are what make things happen. But to enhance the products, to drive innovation, as well as just work with our customers. This particular category is the work that's being done to provide really good information to the employees as we work to make sales, to provide support. This was also a very close one, a very large category, which was surprising. Which was this particular project, our winning project, was an opportunity to take engineers. If you've worked with engineers, or you happen to be one, you know that sometimes they're difficult to get content out of. Our winner for this year found a way to get more than enough content out of their engineers. And for that, they have won the Employee Engagement CIRA. Cisco Systems, the Knowledge Champions League, driving employee engagement with gamification. Do we have someone? Oh. So a little bit about the Knowledge Champions. Oh, we'll go another round of applause. There was a need for Cisco to produce more content to allow for customer self-service. They were also knowing that more and more customers were going online to find out information. So they needed to engage their technical assistance center engineers, these TAC engineers that they have across the globe to gather the information and be able to provide it. Their solution was an introduction, the Knowledge Champions League introduced gamification through this process. And what they did was there was an opportunity, a 2-week work rotation to a TAC location of their choice. I have to imagine some choices were more appealing than others. Improved their content technology. So after they're providing a bit of a carrot, they also improved the technology to be able to make this sharing a lot easier, as well as they altered workflows in the process to give the engineers more opportunities to do this. The results are pretty remarkable. 55% increase in TAC authors publishing content on the Cisco.com site, 43% increase in creating internal content, 47% increase in the numbers of articles published yearly, 1 million plus yearly customer views on the external content. It is quite a remarkable process all through this engagement. Once again, Cisco Systems, thank you so much. Our winner of the employee business. And you can use our steps if you like. We can. Information discovery. Customers are becoming far more educated before first contact. They do a little research nowadays. The information can help them through this buyer journey. we are hoping, and all of us would say, the buyer journey to come to us, as opposed to a buyer journey to go to your competitors. This also was a very large category and was quite competitive, very close. The winner for this particular category was a redesign of their website to no longer have information siloed. Yes, we have groups that create products, groups that create services. Why not organize that information in a way that the customer needs it when they need it? And for that is the winner of our 2015 Information Discovery Sierra, Juniper Networks. Juniper Networks Data Center Design and Architecture Center. The site was organized, as I mentioned, by product rather than by the architecture and the process of solving their problems. Their solution, reorganized the website to using dynamic decision-making processes to provide the information as they needed it. The results, quite significant increase in the customer satisfaction and increased interest in Juniper's products and services. They now get the information they need when they need it to help them make better decisions. Congratulations. Translation and localization, expanding access. We hit this earlier, when we're going to do it again. But this time, for different organizations and customers around the world. Customers live and work in a global work marketplace with unique cultures and languages. But they're all going through the same journey. There's no reason to exclude anyone from the process of being able to solve their problems with your product or service. Even though this is a challenging process, and it was a challenging process for our winner. They were experiencing a considerable amount of lag between releasing their products in English and in the English markets to going out into the non-U.S. markets. But they were able to solve this through reimagining their entire system. And for that, they have won the Localization and Translation Award, GE Healthcare, for their This is quite possibly the longest name we had to put on the award. The Global Ultrasound Technical Documentation Team Translation for Work Award. This project. So let's get into the pertinent stuff. They had a siloed content production environment. It was costing millions in translation costs. Global releases lagged somewhere between 3 to 5 months waiting for the translation in delays. The documentation and support was also extremely fragmented. The solution? An entire overhaul of their production processes using Six Sigma. They centralized writing content. They implemented a global information management system for translation, the portal, as well as training and support for all of the members on the new technologies, strategies, and development approaches. The outcomes are quite remarkable. No longer a cost center. Now the facilitator of global sales at launch. 95% content reuse, cost down from millions to less than 100K. Translation cycle times decreased from these 3 to 5 months to less than 2 months. And there are even more ranges. Quite a remarkable project. And for that, we gave them a Sierra. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And our last category before we name the overall best in show. User community and social media. Branding and marketing. Or, as I've taught in some of my classes, social media is more relationship building. It is building a community through shared information, shared experiences. When customers connect with each other, they're building relationships with you. They can have a powerful effect on the brand and inevitably the bottom line. I got to say, for the winner, I got to go to the event at some point. I hear a lot of good things. This event is once I name it, you will be familiar with it. But this was an addition that they were facing, having so many people want to participate both in person and online. They needed a way to build and bridge these communities. And they seem to have found a pretty good way to do it. The winner of the User Community and Social Media SIRA is Cisco Systems for their Cisco Live 2015 initiative. This is a remarkable event, and we've talked about it before. Many of you may have participated in it at some level. 26,000 in-person registrants, but they had another 80,000 who were participating virtually. But they needed a way to connect everyone who was remote with those who weren't. The solution was the increase of social media to create a truly attendee-aware event, one where each in-person and online attendees feels recognized, they can contribute to the event, and forges an authentic and ongoing connection with the Cisco brand. They built awareness, generating buzz using user-generated content before the event, and then found ways to connect people at the event, going from virtual to visual faces on social media interactions, encouraging the on-site conversations and monitoring to become discussions in the actual hall, and demonstrating responsiveness by the Cisco team as they helped manage and coordinate this process. The outcomes is 59% increase in total reach, 70% increase in mentions on social media, significantly more attendees this year. This one's the fun one. Significantly more attendees this year than last indicated they will buy Cisco products sooner as a result of these interactions. Truly a good business strategy and one worthy of a SIRA. Congratulations. So now our final award to recognize the best of the best. This one was very close. A couple of them were this year, and the way we go through it, we have our judges score it, then we average all of those scores, and then we have a couple other metrics just in case there's like a tie. We go ahead and say, yeah, you're a winner. Who would be the overall winner? So thankfully, most of these came out easily. But once you got into the ranking, it was sort of one of these sort of like 189 to 188 to 187. It was very close. Our candidates, just as a quick review: accessibility, expanding access. That would be Microlink PC with their Microlink Workplace Adjustment System for Lloyd's. Customer support, technical communications. That was Conga with their Conga Sphere. Employee engagement, Cisco Systems, the Knowledge Champions League. Information discovery, Juniper Networks Data Center Design and Architecture Center. Translation and localization, GE Healthcare. The great translation results from great global ultrasound technical documentation team. And the user community and social media, Cisco Systems with the Cisco Live. This was, we reviewed it, and we finally came up with a winner. The question is, do you really want to hear the winner, or is this one of those things where do we want to share some? On social media, no less? Okay. Our winner for 2015 is Conga. Congasphere.com. And in this slide, we even get a bit of a screenshot. Outcome of their work: an exciting, visually appealing, and well-organized site to support external and internal audiences. To review, you reduce support costs due to well-structured content. Increased visibility in Google, which we mentioned earlier was important. And demonstrated approvals by internal staff and public recognition on the Salesforce.com system. It was quite remarkable. Review after review, comments, just how incredible the new site is. Congratulations. And now we're nearing the end. As a matter of fact, we're at the end. This is a couple comments, and then we're going to send you off to go learn things and meet people and talk about it on social media. And so we want to do a quick thank you before we finish up for a number of things. Our host, Scott Abel, the Content Wrangler Organization, Val Swisher, and Content Rules. Thank you so much for putting on a wonderful conference. It has just begun. This is where we're going to applaud a little bit. One-to-one captions for providing the live captioning support. This is where we're coming in. Our thoughtful judges, first, just for their saying yes, and then for wonderful insights and conversations. One of the most fun we have throughout the process is having the training. We kind of give our conversation, hey, here's how it's going to work. The conversations that come out of that, if we could record it and write about it, is so remarkable. And we really thoroughly enjoyed working with such busy people, but they took time to really kind of review these processes to kind of give a wonderful amount of feedback. And it certainly warrants a round of applause for them as well. Thank you so much. To our entrants, our winners, our special recognition winners, it was really one of the comments we received back. And last year we had some wonderful entries. Clearly word got out on the ways to provide even better submissions, because time and time again from different judges over and over again, wow, these were all so good. The outcomes. And time, you're asking folks for their time. You don't expect to be thanked for it, and wow, that was really interesting. We really enjoyed that. So thank you all for entering. If you are thinking about it, we'll certainly get information out for next year. For myself, Connie Giordano for Tech World, we appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great rest of the conference. I think Val wants to say a couple words here, and we'll hand it over to her.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks to Al and Connie, all the judges, everyone. Great, thanks. I just have a few more announcements because I have the announcements. So, I'm about to send you off to go and meet new people. I hope all of you have met at least one new person. There will be a quiz at the end. Name the new person. And make sure you go and see all of our exhibitors, our sponsors, very important. Please come to the closing session. It'll be in this room later at the end of the day, where I will get to reintroduce Dr. Andrew Bradenkamp. He's going to be talking about when content really matters. And those of you who know me know that it's really going to be important. So please come and listen to that. There is a cocktail reception tonight. We will have live jazz. I happen to know the band. Saying. And we will have one of our presenters, John Wibben, will also be singing and performing, so please come to that tonight. The reception is sponsored by Mind Touch, so we thank them for sponsoring that. Please visit the bookstore where, well, you know what? You just don't have to buy my book because I'm giving them away, but there's lots of other books by presenters and other industry people, fabulous books, so please go and see the bookstore. And I want to make sure that I thank the hotel staff for everything they're doing, our videographers, our AV people. They're making my life so much easier, and all of our volunteers. So with that, I will see you at 5 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.